Hey, what's going on, early? It's your boy Shamar, your photographer's favorite photographer.
It's your favorite Clydesdale, Cherokee the Native.
And it's just Rain. Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
And we are the Prolific Misfits, back with another video for that ass.
Ass.
Yes.
Fellows, how y'all doing today?
Wonderful, absolutely magnificent. It's a beautiful day outside, despite the rain. It's like a nice rain showers giving me summertime, and yeah, it's lit.
That summer rain, Carl Thomas.
Yeah. Okay. Can you get into it?
Yes.
Cherokee, you're looking good over there. I like your lighting and angles.
You know, I finally got it on the last show, or almost like I finally got it. How we doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm in the chateau.
The Chateau Shamare.
This actually, I'll be cooking it up in here. You know, cooking like a stir fry.
Yeah.
Or Hawaii, if you have. Anyway, so it's only Tuesday. Why, like it's already like the week is over.
Because a lot of shit has been happening within these past couple of weeks, and life is exhausting and tiring. So yeah, and we're black, so I'm always tired.
Right. However, I would like to bring some lightness in here because someone just got their peach.
What? Oh, and I wish I had one. So I'd just be like, yes. I was thinking of like a really cute tagline, but I got stuff. I'm just not that creative, but I'm honored and it's lit. So thank you. And my cartoon is cute, so I'm like, yeah.
That look cute.
Yeah, I do like
Yes. So shout out to Shamar for hooking that up, and whoever's the cartoon guy or whatever, like he does really good work. So follow him wherever he's at. Love him.
Oh, I'm not telling secrets. I ain't telling nobody who it is.
Oh, okay. Well, that too. Find out for yourself.
Right. But no, we appreciate it. You know, you've ridden with us all season, and that's kind of just, I guess, letting the people know what Cherokee and I talked about of having different people on the show, just seeing what their chemistry was with us and everything like that. And lo and behold, he was right up under our nose. Not like Coke though, because we don't do that. But you know, he was there, and we was like, "Hey, come on board with us."
Right up under
Yes.
under us.
Yes.
Right under us.
Yes. It's nice to be in the building.
Coming in, and it's been fun. It's been a good season. We've done a lot of damn episodes.
Right.
Yes, we have. Like, I didn't realize that. Like, yo, it's about to be July. Like, we've been recording since what, like January, February?
Yeah, February.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be May.
You finally got it right.
Practice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this has been a long. It flew by for me. I mean, it's amazing that it's already July, but I thought it just went by quick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So I've enjoyed this with anyone else other than my two favorite guys. So thank you guys for sticking it out. I'm excited for season 3.
Is that a heart though?
That is a heart, or
it is
a potato, but I'll take either one. I like both.
Oh god.
Said season 3. You excited about that?
Hell yeah, because I want to know what stunts we're gonna have. All the shit we have to talk about. I'm just excited.
Yeah, I am too.
Right, we can see him now. You know, And fake. What is it, Rain? Up top, down.
Yes. I'm excited.
So the question.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's like, it's just a little bit different to be from behind the cameras to being in front of them. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, as long as y'all fuck with it, I'm fucking with it too. Yeah, let's
Be
do
clear.
it.
Let's be clear. You're still the camera guy.
Oh, I mean, but I'm not worried about that today, so it's lit. Oh my god.
Thursday, how he gonna be acting?
The same way he was off camera. They just get to see it now because we saw it the whole time.
Probably. Yeah, probably, yeah.
But
now he's gonna come dressed up in fitties and like ball gown.
Ew, no, I'm not.
I believe it because he already
It is.
Glam Squad. He wants hair and makeup
All
when he arrives.
Okay, it was a joke, so I don't need all of that. Clearly, I'm the only one who has hair left, so we wouldn't be needing this.
Whoa.
I have it.
There.
Because I had to sweep some shit up.
Not sweep some shit up. Oh my goodness, yes, self-care.
So the big question is, are we going to be in the same studio on season 3?
I hope so. I would hope so.
I think we have to find out.
Yeah,
I can't keep doing this shit right here because yeah, I missed my sound effects.
Oh my god. No, you're right though. And then like the whole setup, there is a bit of intimacy that comes in with just like recording at the studio. But I mean, we working with what we got. So right now it's a vibe. And then when we're ready to go back to the studio, I mean, everything will be all right.
Brother, I'm gonna remind you to bring your mixer.
Yeah, but I was making the joke. Remember, season 1 we was in one space. First episode of season 2 we were in the chateau.
Yes.
The rest of the season, we're in Allen Lowe Studios. I was making that joke because you said, "Where the hell we gonna be in season 3?"
But you never know.
We're right
might
up
be in your home.
It did, because we were like, I don't know. I mean, really, we still
distancing. We're doing it from the comfort of our home.
I have you guys here, and I just want to talk about COVID-19. It's just it's serious, guys. I hope y'all are wearing y'all masks. Why are you giving me Brady Bunch realness?
I am right. You feel me?
So when you were just hanging out, you're hanging out. Do you have your mask with you?
I do have my mask. My mask is in my specialty bag that I've been carrying around too. Yeah. But yeah, I have my mask with me and shit. I mean, I hadn't really had to use it unless I had to like physically go into places. But I don't know. I also just been like, I don't know, like social distancing in a different way. Like maybe like just with people who I know who just don't got it. And I try to make sure it's in one central area, in one central space. And I wash my hands all the time. So yeah, got my hand sanitizer, my wet ones survive. Then we want to start us. Yeah, finished out the night strong, bro.
So for those that don't have a mask, make sure you go to AllenLoveStudios.com and you can get yours too. But stay safe. How's my spot though? Like I miss it and I want to go, but I don't know, Rain.
We just talking about Common or Thomas?
Thomas.
I don't think Thomas Street is open right now, but I do kind of miss it because the drinks are cheap and the drinks are very, very delicious, and I do miss a good reggae night. So, but at the same time, things will change. Like the world around us is changing. Like especially with COVID-19, like the type like there's more cases now, and especially like we're in North Carolina, so like the numbers just don't really look good. I don't really see any of that stuff opening up anytime soon, where it's going to be like heavily populated and stuff. Or if it is open, it's just going to be for a short period of time. But I mean, I don't know. I do kind of miss like vibing out and like having a couple of drinks, having a couple of links. The wings was delicious, and I love crab night. It was great.
Did you say crab night?
Yes, when they had crab legs.
You would. Yeah, I mean, well, I think slowly but surely our world is going to be changing.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to say bye to those old traditions that we used to have.
Yeah, I think so too.
At least for the rest of 2020, maybe going to 2021.
Mm-hmm. 2021.
With tear that's fall. Yeah, because it's
Right.
different. Yeah.
It's a new way of life. But I think that's why it's pretty awesome too. The innovators and the creatives, think of new ways to, I don't know, to make money or to make it to be like. I know, Shamar, you think of and do new innovative ways to do your photography.
Yeah, just go to outlookstudios.com. You'll see everything that we're over here doing. And then I know my brother does as well, because if you go down here to, Native Noir brand, you can see everything going on as well,
Thank you.
But you got to. I mean, you really have to. And everybody is doing things differently. I mean, even with these businesses, they're having to, incorporate delivery services. They're having to incorporate curbside pickup, all these different things to keep the damn money coming in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm concerned though about the winter, the fall, and the winter time. Like, I think that shit's gonna look, because we have.
It's definitely gonna be a little bit different. Because you really fighting through like flu season. You're fighting through a lot of other different things too, and I don't think that like the route that we're going in, I just feel like things are just gonna shut down all over again.
Baby, is it like who baby talking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Y'all hear that baby talking? All right, I'm sorry.
So yeah, just be safe out there, you guys. Wash your hands, wash your ass, and wear your mask.
Oh, bars. How long did it take you to write
that? I have
a be honest. No, you don't. You don't.
Speaking of writing, I don't know if y'all did anybody watch the BET Awards?
No.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. Okay.
I was on YouTube, and then in my recommendations over to the right, Meg Thee Stallion performance came up, and I watched it. It was 4 minutes. I'm like, shit, if it's boring, I mean, hey. But it was a straight up performance for 4 minutes. She did some snippet of another song. I don't know what it was, but the majority of the song was Savage, and she had B's vocals in there. But it gave me that California vibe, California Love type vibe, where they.
Oh yeah.
So it was dope. I was like, get it. And she was shaking that ass. It wasn't just twerking, but she was.
It was like,
that's a lot of ass.
She was. She definitely dropped that joint in the split, and I was like, oh, okay, like you're officially like that shit.
All that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Savage Life. Like, I love that.
I know it came on Sunday, and I know that no one was watching it, but I did have questions because I was like, how? And I didn't research it, but how were they doing the awards? Like, were they doing the performances outside, or
everybody did their own performance? Because that was a straight production. It looked like a video.
Oh, okay.
It did,
and it was everything, the different angles. So they did that. She recorded her own. I don't know about anybody else, but she recorded that as if it was a video.
Oh, that's dope. I wonder, did they give any awards out though?
So okay, so I don't know about all of the awards, but I do know that Lizzo won Best R&B woman vocalist and stuff. Which like shout out to her, yes. But at the same time, it's like, what? Like, Lizzo's not a R&B artist, so I don't understand why she's in the category. I don't get it. But shout out to her because I
Where
mean,
would you
she's Lizzo.
where would you place
Say
her?
it. Again.
Where would you place
I would
her?
place her in pop music. She's pop music for sure. Like, it's pop music. Like, whether or not we want to admit that or not, like, she's definitely making music. Like, it's not all ballads with her. It's not rap music. It's not hip hop. Like, it's pop music. Like, and that's how they treat her and market her as such too. And I think that she knows that she's making pop music as well. So, I mean, I'm sure that I don't know, like in terms of the R&B category, like a Tiana Taylor or Summer Walker, which I think her album was really really strong this year. I know Janae Eiko had released the album, whatever, and that was kind of straight. Like there were just other different artists that I would have liked to see be more like put on for like their work and their effort, like congratulated for their efforts and stuff like that this year.
I mean, okay. I mean, but she had R&B ballads, so I mean,
Name one. Go.
I don't know none of her fucking songs.
Exactly. Exactly.
But does BET have a pop section, like a pop selection?
They don't, but that is an interesting
Throw that bitch
question.
in R&B. That's what they did. Throw in R&B.
Ah man, but
Because
wouldn't that be more monument? Wouldn't it mean more if they gave her props in the pop section? Because then like Chloe and Haley, they just released the album. Like I don't think that their music is R&B music at all. Like
but you know, okay. But then, excuse me, you know, like Popular is our white counterparts, and you know, would they Chloe and Haley or Hailey, whatever their names are,
yeah,
they would?
I mean,
Ooh.
hold on, I'm sorry. Say it again.
would they take Chloe and Haley and Popular standards?
I mean, that's I feel like they're a little bit more digestible because they're on that show. They're on that show, Grownish, right? Um, and their music isn't. Again, it's not. It's not your typical R&B music. And I think they also had a performance for the BET Awards too. Correct?
Yeah, sounds about right. Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, so they had to perform. I know they had a performance as well, and like the song that they performed, like it was kind of like I want to say it was almost genreless. It wasn't. I don't even know if it's in the pop category, but I don't exactly know exactly how they're pushing Chloe and Holly's music the same way that they push like Solange's or anything like that.
Right. But
Okay.
everywhere. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Well, speaking of music or intersection between music, your girl, Shamar Beyonce, you heard of Black is King? Black is King. You heard of it? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm listening. Mm-hmm.
Are you excited? Like, what are your takes on this? On that?
I didn't know. I wasn't prepared.
Well,
Actually, I was. It's because both of you all gave her the business. That video was dry. I mean, why she had to say something? She need to be sitting in the back. That ain't how y'all talk, but that's just how I'm doing it. She
right.
need to
like, what?
And I'm like, here she goes. She's telling y'all that she has been working on this for an entire year. And how befitting it is. Well, one, it was already a message that needed to be said, but how befitting it is that, right now we need this message more than we need before. So I'm like, I told y'all B was working. I told y'all she was doing something. So I'm excited. And guess what? I know Rain is as well because I saw he double tapped it before I did.
Listen. No, okay. Don't get me wrong. I am definitely really excited to see what this Black is King is thing is all about. Like, has the trailer came out, and I'm kind of confused as to what it is in terms of it being a film. Like, is it a documentary? Is it a visual album like she's done before? Is it a you know what I mean? Like, what is? I'm interested to know what the subject matter is going to be and the full production of everything, but. Yeah, I mean, Beyonce's back, so that's always a great time.
Yes, indeed. I agree with you. I don't know if she. Which one is it? Right? Is it a visual album? Is it a movie, musical, whatever? But the thing about it is that whatever it is going to be true to her fashion. It's going to be creative. Most people in the beginning. Because sometimes you can't take what it is she give. You're like, well, what is this? But then when you get into it, it's like, oh, that shit was dope. So whatever she gives, I'm just gonna eat it up, or whatever.
Yes, that's what we're supposed to
do. Are you still listening to Lemonade, brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you listen to that thing I suggested, the dissection of?
Not the whole thing, but I have started it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what was it? What was it?
What was it? Well, my bestie Madonna, she passed along that there's this podcast series where they dissect popular albums, and they Kendrick Lamar, The Pimp a Black Butterfly, Lauryn Hill, and they did Beyonce Lemonade. And where they will dissect the lyrics in each song and
Hey, Sharice.
Oh, hey, Sharice. So
what up? Hello.
They dissect it and go over alliteration, metaphors of what was going on. What does this mean? And I gave that nugget to Shamar because I know he's an avid Beyonce fan. So that's why I was just checking in to see if you heard and listened to the dissection because Madonna is just. She loves it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
I started it and I think it's good. And I told you, Jay-Z, that was my CEO. He's the reason why I have gotten on the Beyonce wagon and I've been there ever since. But I knew some of the references that they're talking about, but it is interesting to hear those people dissect it and, give you the true behind it. Because, of course, everybody is like, all this shit stemming from the elevator. When Solange beat that ass, and and then other people say,
and she did beat that ass.
To do with it.
Happy belated birthday.
What did you say?
I said she did beat that ass, and happy belated birthday.
Oh, okay.
No, that was it. That was it.
No,
I'm happy birthday. She's a Gemini.
Yes. I think so. Yeah, which probably makes sense why she went out kicking and screaming.
Yep.
And a pussycat wig. It was lit.
Oh, not a pussycat wig. Everybody wants a damn cat wig now.
It is. It's too hot, Drew. It's too hot.
Oh, I can't wait till you get yours. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Sorry. I think I have.
Wait, I'm sorry.
So over here, I'm sorry because these cameras backwards. So Rain,
right? That's what we like.
What do you think of my piece?
I can't see it, girl. What is that?
I've been here how many times? Why you don't know what it is? You
What
can't
is
see
it?
it, girl?
Tell me.
No.
No, I really can't. It's like black dot. It's cute. It's beautiful.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Can you see it now?
No, girl.
No, really.
Well, I can see it and y'all can't see it. Okay.
Right
It's all right, Suge. It's all right, baby.
Oh,
We
no.
know.
I
You did it.
can see it in my
You
camera.
did it just.
Hold on. Let me see it. Let me see if somebody else can see it. John, can you see that?
Oh, hey, John. Hey, girl.
Hey, no, John. Hey, John.
How are you all doing?
John,
Not a
you're
goddamn thing.
John,
I'm
you're
sorry,
only
yeah.
here to validate me. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. That's
That's
your
not
African
true.
picture. It's been up there every time y'all walk in the room.
But what exactly is it right now?
Oh no.
It's a whole man with an he got the African symbol in his
Mhm,
and then he
mhm.
has a scarf or something around his neck. You can see it. Y'all need glasses.
I do need glasses though. That is a
Yes,
thing.
y'all do.
But like,
Sorry.
oh, he about to reset his cameras, child.
Oh no.
It's right there. It's visible. You can see it.
Oh my gosh. Well,
You can see
I'm
everything in his room right now. You can see his chair. You can see
Wait a
his
minute.
computer.
Wait. Don't dissect the room now. Right? You know, I did a little spot clean. Don't dissect the room now.
okay. Yeah, so showing them rags on the floor.
Rain. Yeah, Rain. Listen, he's out of order. He needed a timeout.
Oh
Hey,
my god.
I
Oh
don't
god.
remember the rags, Rain. What was the rags for?
Oh no, Shamar,
At this
Why
point,
you
we
do
need a commercial
that?
break. We need a commercial break, and we will be right back. Is everybody okay
No.
now?
I'm good. I'm good. You okay? You all right?
You okay, babe?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, child. No lubriderm in sight, child.
Lubriderm?
Ooh, that's old lotion.
Right.
What is old lotion?
Not even
Lotion
a
is
good
lotion.
No, lotion is not lotion. All lotion is not created equal.
No, it's not.
Lubriderm?
Oh my god.
And you know, Shamar
What is different in these?
Shamar is very, very pro black, so he would not use Lubriderm. It would be more like Shea Butter.
Why?
They are out of order. they are out of order.
You
They back
can't
there cussing me out right
those
now
out.
too. They over there cussing me out. Rain rolling around in the bed. John throwing his hands up. They in timeout. They need to learn how to behave. Now, you okay now?
I'm better. Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Y'all better act right.
This boy's out of control. So, yeah, brother.
Well, let's get into well, John, how are you? I'm sorry, how's your week been?
I've
Girl.
been good. Thank you so much for asking.
Absolutely. How's work?
Work is good. I haven't been, but it's good. No,
Okay.
I went last week. I don't work again until I work again Friday. So I just work Friday and Saturday, then I'm off Sunday.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, tentatively, you don't know if you actually have to be there or not.
No, I know my schedule this month.
Oh, you know your schedule. Okay.
I know my body.
I knew it. I knew it was coming. Hey, John, I got a surprise for you. You want to see it?
Oh, you cut your hair.
You did not just play that goddamn song in the background.
What is he playing? Do I need to put him in time?
Like Shea Butter Baby. Stop it! I cannot.
Oh shit, Rain's still on mute. My bad, Rain. No, Rain, you got yourself on mute. You got to take yourself off.
Lord have mercy.
He done rolled around in that bed and put his phone on mute. Don't know how to take it up. There you go.
That bed.
Okay.
Whose bed are you rolling around in?
What's it there? I'm at Lex house. Shut.
You at whose house?
Who bed you
I'm
in?
I'm at Lex house. I'm in her room right now.
We already.
Yeah, shout out to
Y'all
Lex.
look like
Yes. That's my rider.
Y'all look like that bad kid sitting in timeout. Like, when is this gonna be over? He just sitting there like that. Y'all want to see this? Yeah, look at it. Look.
John
Okay.
John better be ready to go leave church. What are you doing? Fucking up in your pillow.
Playing music. Who is playing the music?
He going
Is
back.
it John?
Yeah, because I tried to
I bet
unmute himself. John put timeout Kia. We put him in timeout because he over here don't know how to act. And when he gets out of timeout, we will bring him back. John, say hey to Kia.
Hey, Kia.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to go.
Brother.
Stop playing John like that. Bring him back on. We love John.
Listen, Linda. So, what was your question, brother? I'm sorry.
Whose question?
No. We're talking about John, yeah, and how his week. Okay, so well, I know we were talking last time, us privately, not on the show. We were talking about Noah's Ark, having their reunion and whatnot. And me and Rain had basically just said we were going to have the watch party at your house, but now you're not going to be here on the 5th. So
no, I never said that.
You never said what?
Who said I wasn't going to be here? Sunday's the 5th. I said I don't work on the Sunday.
Oh, Sunday's the 5th.
So are you and Rain providing food?
He took my words wrong. I told him to let's be clear. I got to be clear. I told him to reach out to you because it's a possibility.
You need to not keep.
What is that?
Exactly. What is that? I'm so done with you.
No, I'll be home on the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah. So what am I just doing? Chips and dip, and you're doing what?
We'll talk about that off air. But do that, Rain.
Yeah, y'all can talk about that off air, but I think this is a good time because I just noticed that our guest is here. So
yeah.
Oh,
so who's this guy? What's going on?
Interrupt.
Yeah, so we wanted to bring on Lamar. Do you need to go in timeout, John? You good?
No, I was going to leave. I thought I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, you said bye? No. You can sit backstage. Just stay there. Stay put. We'll bring it back. So, we were talking about all these protests and riots and everything that's been going on with all our discussions with Black Lives Matter. And I know that one of the models that I work with, he has been out there on the front line for some time now, ever since it started here in Charlotte. And I've been seeing his updates on Facebook, his updates on Instagram. And I thought it'd be just a good opportunity just to get him to come in and, tell us his experience. You all can ask any questions that you all may have. And some good stuff like that. But before we do that, let me, pay some bills and let y'all know that Alan Love Studios is in this building and also show you some of his work. How about that? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Lamar, welcome, man. How's it going?
What's good? What's happening? What's up, y'all?
Hey, Lamar.
What's going on?
What up?
What's going on, y'all? What's I got going on?
Man, ain't shit. Just prolifically speaking over here on a Tuesday.
Okay, I see you.
Hey, you see that video? Bro? I know I ain't seen it beforehand, but what you think of that video, bro?
Bro, I'm touched, bro. I had to hold back the tears. I was like, yo, like he really did that for me. I appreciate that, bro.
Yes, sir.
Word.
Like I told them, I wanted to kind of get you on here to talk a little bit about what your experience has been, and I'll just open it up, and I'm pretty sure they got some questions for you too. But I want to open it up to the first one being, what made you want to participate in the protests and riots that took place here in Charlotte?
Well, bro, before I get to that, bro, I just want to say thank you for having me on your podcast. You know what I'm saying? I've been, peeping the clips on Instagram, since y'all been doing this. So y'all talk about a lot of, dope conversation, and, I fuck with the vibes on there. Can I curse on here? I can
Just
curse on here, right? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I fuck with the vibe that y'all bring to, this podcast, and I appreciate y'all for having me on. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you.
No problem.
No problem. Thanks for being on the show,
sir. But to answer your question, I mean, I felt like it was a duty of mine, you know what I'm saying? Like being a young black man in this country, I feel like it was a duty to like everybody who's of color on this planet, and me being a black man, I'm 29, I'll be 30 next year, I know I don't look like it, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I'm getting up there, So I just felt like coming with age, I have more of awareness, you know what I'm saying? Like I always knew I was black, but I just feel like now more than ever, like, I really realized that no matter what type of success, you achieve, no matter where you go, like in the world, like, still black. So, and also, I'm raising, my son is 4 years old, so I'm raising a young man to become, a grown man in this society. So I feel like it was a duty of mine,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you've been like the majority ever since. Like, when did you start protesting? When it all just started, and you've been continuing since then?
I would say it was
I feel like
good. What was that?
Oh, it did seem like somebody was saying something, but I didn't know if somebody was asking a question or not. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are you good? But I would say it was maybe like maybe a week after the protest had just started is when I when I started participating in the protest in Charlotte. First night it wasn't as bad. It was me. The first night it was me, my girlfriend, and her friend. We had went on protest the first night, and it wasn't like as bad, but the cops were still like throwing flashbangs at us, and basically like bullying us, and trying to like disrupt the protest, and basically trying to like provoke us into doing more than just peacefully protesting. And so the first night wasn't as bad, but each night that I would go out and protest, it just kept getting worse and worse, and cops they're doing a little more things to us, like flashbanging us, throwing tear gas, and I just remember it was one night, it was me and my brother, and we had went to the protest, and I just remember that we were walking down. I don't know if you're familiar with like downtown Charlotte, but you know how like the transit, like how, I don't know what the name of the street, but it's not going on the front side of the Epicenter. It's like on the other side of the Epicenter, like kind of on the side of Panera Bread. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But it's more so on that side of the transit. So we were marching down the other side that I was saying. So they kind of herded us into like the other side, as I was talking about. They kind of herded us to that side, and you could just feel like the air change. Like I know me, like I felt like just the atmosphere and everything just changed. And then it's me and my brother. I'm standing like in the middle of the crowd, and all of a sudden I just hear like a loud bangs just going off. And then I see people like, running in the front of the crowd. And I look at my brother, I'm like, shit, like some shit just went down. And I look to my left and I see the police on our left just, drop the bicycles they had in their hand and just start pulling out their guns and start shooting us with pepper bullets and rubber bullets. Just
Oh shit.
it's crazy, bro.
Oh
Like,
shit.
and I just remember like I had two people like literally beside me. I had like two people standing beside me, and I just remember like just looking, and the police officer was just like picking out targets, just shooting people, and the people beside me and standing
That's
direct beside
cool.
me, they got hit with pepper bullets. They got hit, but I didn't get touched at all. That was the crazy part to me. Like they getting hit with bullets, and I didn't get hit or anything like that. And at
Mm-hmm.
this point, pandemonium just happened, like just straight chaos. And at this point, they're throwing tear gas, and lot of chaos going on. And so after that settled, I just remember just people laying on the ground, like literally looking like roaches. Like how roaches be. They literally just looking like
I guess
dead.
how funny it was
It's not, but literally, bro, people are just like, just fucked up, just laying on the ground and shit. And at this point, like my brother just takes off, so I lose him in like the midst of like the pendant, like
Oh
chaos.
man.
I lose him. But the thing is, like me and him had a plan that no matter what happens tonight, we'll just meet back at the car. So that was our plan before we went into it. Every time was like, okay, if anything goes down, which we pretty much knew that there's a good chance that it would, that we would just meet back at the car. So that was the game plan going in. So I already knew like, okay, I lost him, but I know that he knows that I know that what the plan is to meet back at the car.
Now, did y'all do that even before that first experience of being pretty much harassed and taunted by the police? Did y'all know that beforehand, or because of that first incident is what y'all made y'all do the plan going forward?
I would definitely say after the first night, that's became the plan.
Yeah.
That definitely became the plan because at that point they weren't. It didn't matter if you're a black or white, Asian, no matter what, bro. If you're out there protesting, like they're gonna shoot you with rubber bullets. They're gonna flashbang you. I got flashbang like 6, 7 times. Like I remember.
For some people, can you explain what flashbang is, just in case?
So flashbang, it's if you ever see it in movies, it's literally like what it is. Like it's like kind of like you say like a grenade, but it's not lethal. It's a non-lethal device, and like lets off like a loud bang, and basically like disorients you and kind of confuses you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not lethal, but you don't. It's not something you want to fuck with. So
Mm-hmm.
like literally, we have it on video of me walking away and like just getting flashbang. It's crazy.
So it's funny that the protests started because of police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
While you all are protesting,
Mm-hmm.
police brutality is being.
It's happening, right?
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So, but did you all? Because I saw pictures, I seen videos. I wasn't there, but I saw various people of color and even white people, participating in the protests and riots. Did you all feel a sense of camaraderie, not amongst just your own community, but everyone that was there participating on your side of the protest? Was there a sense of camaraderie?
No, absolutely. Like it was definitely all them nights, pretty much every night that we went out. It was one instance to where we had linked up with some people who were white out there, and they were protesting out there with us, and we didn't know them, prior, and we just happened to meet some people with the same intentions that we had out there protesting for that Black lives do matter, and they were just like, okay, when it got to a point to where we're getting closer to where the protest was happening, there's a lot of police presence, and they were just like, okay, we're gonna stand on the outside of you guys, and y'all stand in the middle, basically like being like a barrier.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we're white, so we're all gonna stand on the outside of y'all, while y'all stand in the middle and get your point across. So
Have them use their privilege to assist. That's what I can appreciate.
it was definitely like love out there. We definitely felt the love. It was just weird because it was like, knowing that not all white people, think that, are racist or think, are prejudiced towards black people, but it was just it was a good feeling, but it was just a little weird seeing that. But it was a really good feeling, let us know that there are definitely people like on our side who are, you know, part of that, you know, part of the white community. So it's definitely
Mhm.
great to see that, and not just white people. There were Asian people out there, just about any other, you know, race or ethnicity you could think of. Like there are people out there.
Now, are you still
That's
protesting?
what's up. I mean, but in terms of like, I think that is interesting that um that the police was being so aggressive, and especially where in a city like this, where I think the narrative has been that the police is, you know, like super like polite and like, you
Mhm.
know, like they're trying to like diffuse situations. I didn't attend any of the protests and stuff, but
Mhm.
I remember the first night when they had them and they were on Betty's Ford and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the narrative was that like you know, like they're like peaceful and things of that nature, but it's interesting to see the or hear about the complete opposite is what was actually happening while you were down there. Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to kind of stir up a riot and trying to kind of like start something and pick at what was going on. Like, you know, and emotions is high. You
Yeah.
also in the middle of Betty's Ford. Like, you know what I mean? Like those things, those actions, they start to mean something.
Mhm.
And then the way that the news was kind of like telling the story and stuff too. Like, I think we talked about it last podcast, but like how on one end they were saying like they, you know, like everybody is like it's a mixed crowd and stuff like that. But on a different channel, they're talking about how they are troublemakers and they're
Yeah.
looters and they're X, Y, and Z and stuff like that.
I mean, I mean, there were people out there, you know, looting. Like, but at the same time, it's just like I feel like it's just part of the game. It's just part of it. Part of
It
protesting.
is.
You know, like there's people out there protesting. Like you have people who are out there protesting. Then you have people who are looting, and then you have people who are vandalizing. You know, like, but all in all, like I could say every protest that I've been a part of, we were peacefully protesting. Like no one was trying to provoke the cops. No one or violent towards the cops. Like, you know, you got people saying fuck 12, fuck police. But I mean, that's just hey, that comes with the game. You know, that just comes
Yeah,
with what we're protesting about. So, you know, of course, it was that going on, but nobody was, you know, being physical towards the police or provoking them or throwing anything at them. So it just felt like a lot of times, like the message was getting lost with them, and you know, they were just trying to provoke us to like to get a reaction.
Right.
Is what pretty much what was going on. So
for sure.
Hey, real quick, Ray. Let Cherokee say something because I don't think you can hear him. Cherokee, say something.
Yeah, no. I was asking
All
Lamar.
right.
Yeah, we can't hear them.
All right. So go out, Rain, and come. Hold on, Lamar. You heard Cherokee, right?
yeah, I can hear him.
All right, Rain. Go out and come back in.
All right, give me a sec.
All right. Go ahead, Cherokee.
Yeah, Lamar. I was asking if you're still protesting. Are you still out there protesting?
It's been about 2 weeks now since I haven't been out there, but
Okay.
I've still been, you know, protesting other ways as far as like bringing awareness like on social media and like actively talking about these type of situations, you know, or just a dialogue, having a dialogue period amongst my peers, amongst people, you know, like-minded people. So I haven't physically been out there protesting in about 2 weeks, but I still been, you know, going strong as far as like um, social media presence about it, and also staying aware as far as like watching the news and stuff like that.
Hey, Lamar and I did a dope ass photo shoot for it as well.
Oh
846.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
with the smoke, that shit was dope as fuck.
those people in the park was tripping because we had those smoke bombs. They like, what are they doing?
Yeah, they're like, you remember when people walked up, they're like, "Yo, what the fuck is that?" That lady was like, "What is that?" And we were like, "Oh, it's just smoke grenades." You know what I'm saying? Like,
Smoke
you
bombs.
know what I'm
Something
saying?
like
Yeah, we
not
good.
major.
Bro, that shit looked like fucking Skittles, bro. It was crazy, bro.
Right.
That shit was crazy.
Now, is there a reason why you opt to not continue to be out there protesting physically?
Um, I wouldn't say there's any particular reason. I will do say though, after the night I described to y'all about when they hurted us in flashbangers and everything, I will say like I really do feel like I had a little bit of PTSD from that because
Right.
it just really threw me off how because literally like through that whole experience, just seeing everybody, just seeing a group of people who are just really were just out there, using our rights like we're should be able to, and just see them just literally just like there were cops on the building top shooting people down below on the streets. Like that's how crazy it was. I'm like, that's what's really going on. So with that, and just to see people, screaming for people that they lost in the chaos, or I can remember
Wow.
like just people. I had milk. Like milk helps get the tear gas out of your eyes and the pepper spray.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
literally had I had milk and just people walking up like, yo, I need milk, and just seeing people screaming and crying because they had face burn and shit like that. It's just crazy. And I can remember like this one dude, this was white boy. His whole face was just covered in residue from tear gas, and his clothes were all shot up with pepper bullets and rubber bullets and everything. You could see it all over him. Like, and I can remember just like literally holding a grown ass man, pouring milk in his face. He's crying, like screaming from his
Oh
face burning.
man.
Like that shit just crazy. And it really felt like I was in the middle of a war zone. Like, no lie.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy is that a few years ago we celebrated the first black police chief here in Charlotte.
Yeah.
He's actually going out of office now, and another black guy is coming in as police chief. But here recently, we celebrated the notion of we have a black police chief, we have a black mayor, we have a black fire chief. Like, I mean, the town was painted in black, and it really disturbs me that we are at this place, or this is the reaction. Now, mind you, what was in 2016 when Rain was out there at the riots right after the Lamont Scott? That was still that black police chief. And now here it is 4 years later, it's still under his watch. And these are the tactics that you all are using with people that are sitting here, exercising their rights.
Right.
It bothers me.
Yeah.
But say this real quick, and Rain, I'm gonna let you jump in. I told Lamar, and I'm gonna tell you again publicly, Lamar, I'm just proud of you personally, because I know you and I've seen what you've been doing, but I'm proud of your generation of just being here and pretty much you're forcing change. We're seeing a lot of change now. Yes, some people can argue that taking down statues and things of that nature is just, a show, or, things like that. But I think that it starts with a step. And you all are forcing that, pushing that forward with taking down these racial figureheads, flags, them putting millions and millions, Bank of America, $1 billion into the black community. And that's because of what, you all are doing. And I appreciate it. I just say keep working hard at it.
Appreciate you, bro. Like, I feel like our generation is really like we're next up. I really feel like we have a duty to really enforce change in the world, not just where you live, what country you live in. I really feel like it's our responsibility to see what the issues we have going on in our society and see the issues that's going on and not be afraid to talk about it, even when it's a sensitive topic or something that you don't understand. Like sometimes people, when they don't understand something, they're quick to get mad or dismiss it instead of just being okay with being a separate person and having a different perspective about something. And if somebody has a different perspective than you have, then just sitting down and actually listening to what that person has to say. And if y'all at the end of the discussion, once they hear you out and you hear them out, if y'all still feel indifferent, you know what I'm saying? Just respect the fact that we have two different views and just leave it at that. But we all know that's not how the world works. But I feel like that's just something that we have to, as far as like my generation and younger, and even people, even the older generation, I feel like that's still a duty, as people. I feel like we need to figure out. We already know what's going on. There's no figuring it out. I just feel like we just need to really just lock in of what the issue is and stop bullshitting about it and dismissing it and just really tackle this issue.
That's right.
And it's racist.
Yeah, it is. But I think since we're like talking about like, so I think we talk a little bit about like the police role and stuff like that and all of this, or not even just like on a small scale. I mean, there has been many of examples of how the police is just how they just treat black people, just people of color and stuff like that. I'm interested to hear about what is your perspective in terms of like black police officers and stuff like that, because I think that we don't really put a lot of accountability in the hands of the police right now, or we are, and for black police officers that look like us, when you say things like, oh, like, you know, fuck 12 and stuff like that, me personally, I'm just kind of like, they all look the same to me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of just interested to know, like, what exactly is your take on that, like, in terms of the that realm and stuff like that. Do you think that people of color in that like form of power, should they be saying something or speaking up against what's been happening, stuff like that?
I feel like they have even more of a duty to do so, because if anything, like, you're still black first, or whatever, you know, skin color, you know, whatever your complexion, your skin is, that's who you are. Like, that's kind of how you identify a person, you know, because without your uniform on, like, you're a black male. So I feel like even more so, they still have, you know, you have even more of a duty and a more, you know, more responsibility to uphold like what you took an oath for. Like, a lot of people don't know, like, my dad was a police officer, and I can say, I mean, of course I wasn't riding along with him, but you know, my dad did his job. Like, he treated everyone justly. Like, I know for sure my dad was a good man. He is a good man, and I know he treated everyone fairly when he wore his badge. So it's just crazy to see, even more so now, that to see black officers indulging in the same, you know, brutality that their white counterparts are,
Oh, absolutely.
and not holding them responsible or accountable, and just, you know, like the whole George Floyd thing, just turn a blind eye to stuff like that, and it's just crazy.
And it wasn't just a black guy that was doing it, that was a part of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the dude that was standing there was definitely some Asian dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right, like, he's still a minority. I feel like he should still, even without that, like, he just did he didn't do his job. He didn't do his job, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. And I mean, like I said, I feel like black police officers, they have more of a duty to really uphold the oath that every person of law enforcement on this planet took, and it is to.
At the end of the day, I agree with that too, Lamar, because at the end of the day, like you said, let's look at it this way. You have a white police officer, black police officer. And the narrative that they're, the narrative that they're sitting here trying to say is police officers have a dangerous job and this and that. So yeah, they do. I do agree that they have a dangerous job, but this white police officer, once they go home and take off their uniform, nobody has a clue that they're an officer. Black police officer, nobody has a clue. But black people cannot take off this skin and nobody knows. So I agree with that, saying that especially a black police officer, it is truly your duty, because not only is it that you have taken that oath, you know, to protect and serve, but once you that badge and uniform off, you're still a brother, you are still a black. And you know, we've even seen what was it, an EMT that was police brutality in his uniform. The police were harassing in his uniform.
Crazy. Wow, bro. Like, I remember even in the protests, I remember we were in front of the Horton Stadium, and it was a black police officer, and he was just smiling at us, like smirking at us, like you know, trying to be funny. And it was just crazy. And I was literally face to face with him. I'm looking at him like, that's just crazy. Like, he was laughing at us on some, like, haha, y'all out here protesting and we about to shoot y'all with our bullets and, you know, do whatever. Like,
oh man.
Hey, my last question for you is that just your entire experience, what was the most significant thing, or what did you learn from your experience with these protests and riots?
I would say the biggest thing I took from it is crazy that we're still doing this. Like, I remember we're walking down North Tryon and kind of going towards, we're walking past what's that restaurant? Rock Bottom, you know where it's at?
Yeah.
So we're about to walk past there, and I remember I was locked arms with people walking beside me. I locked arms with my brother, and I locked arms with this older gentleman, and I think he was about, looked like he was about in his 50s, 60s, and he was just telling me it's crazy that we still doing this. Like he was like, I was here 30 years ago in my 20s doing exactly what you're doing right now. And he asked me how old I was, and I told him, and he asked how old my brother was, and he told him, he was like, damn, like it's crazy. We still doing this 10 generations, past, and still doing this shit. So
Mhm.
I would just say the biggest thing I took is like, never stop fighting. The fight, you just got to keep fighting because they're gonna do whatever to try to diminish, the morale that we have, and they're trying to do whatever to, quiet and hush us and stuff like that. But we just got to keep fighting because the future generations depend on us, and
Absolutely.
you know what I'm
And we
saying?
want to make sure that your son doesn't have to do this 20 years from now.
Exactly. Like I don't want my
Right,
son
right.
to experience that, like to be shot at and pepper sprayed and flashbang and just to be harassed by people, law enforcement. I don't want him to have to experience that because I experienced that shit. I experienced that shit yesterday. It's just crazy. How these things continue on, and it's just been continuing on, and people just continue to dismiss them like they're not there.
Right.
But
But they exist. They're a part of the world that we live in right now.
at the same time, like if it doesn't affect certain people, they don't, you know, they don't want to see it that way.
That's real too. That's real too.
Yeah, because certain people, if it don't affect them, they just be like, oh well, I mean, it don't affect me, so why I need to worry about it?
I'm gonna say two things. One, what you just said is if it don't affect them, why do they have to worry about it? Or the second part, if change disrupts their privilege, they're gonna fight to ensure that their privilege is not disrupted.
Of
So
course,
for sure.
of course, absolutely.
Well, Lamar, do you have any tips on someone who is interested in protesting? Is there any like things they should know before actually getting out there, or helpful advice?
I would say for sure you can't go in there timid. I would say that for sure. Like you have to go in there knowing what you're getting yourself into and knowing like every possible outcome, like everything. Like you run the risk of getting arrested, getting shot at, pepper sprayed, all that, So you really have to go in with, that not scared mindset. Like you really have to go in there and really be willing to fight and protest for what, the cause is. Like the reason why we're out there. And I would say also like be with a group of people who you trust.
Right.
Don't just be out there. I feel like don't go out there by yourself. Like just don't go out there by yourself. Even though everybody's out there caring for one another, but the thing is when shit hits the fan, you're only looking for your people. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go out there with somebody who's gonna have your back when shit hits the fan, because it will. So you just gotta be prepared for that. Make sure you bring what you need: water, milk. Like I said, milk helps get the pepper spray and the tear gas out your eyes. Um, Basic, things you would do before you would go do something strenuous, like make sure you eat, all that. But I would definitely say just don't go in there timid. That's all. I'll say
Right.
that's the biggest thing. And really sticking to like really understanding like why you're there. Like don't be just there just to be there. Like really understanding that you're a part of history and that
Right.
you're part of something that's been going on for a century, over and over. So really understand that.
Do you make sure you have a mask or other people masks as well? Like, because of this COVID-19 situation?
Oh yeah, well, let me show you my mask. I'll show you.
And very important.
I got you. I got you. Let me show you.
All right, it's very important.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
I want
So
to
this
make
is
sure.
my mask. It's my mask right here.
Oh,
See it? Peep
nice.
Nice.
Okay, it's easy.
that? Yeah. See, this is the mask that I pull out when I want to flex. This is the mask I pull out because everybody be like, "Oh, like that reaction you just gave me. That's a reaction
Right.
I'm looking for."
Right.
Like, oh,
I get it.
you see, like I was rocking this one earlier. I like, you know what I'm saying? You know what that means?
Man.
I was rocking this one earlier. You know what I'm saying? And this one actually, I love wearing this one when I wear this shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's dope.
Black Lives Matter.
Fire. Need that.
Yeah. But nah, but for real, I think people need to take this coronavirus shit more seriously. For real,
Thank
for real.
Yeah.
For real. Like whatever the fuck, I feel like whatever you believe in, whether you believe it's 5G or some virus that the government put out, regardless, this shit is killing hella people, and you need to do what you need to do to preserve your life and preserve the people around you. For real.
Mhm.
Hey, I think this has been great. Anybody else, man, you got anything to ask Lamar? We don't want to keep them all night.
No, I mean, I definitely want to commend you for like coming on the show and stuff like that. And it's just been a real pleasure to kind of just like talk and talk about exactly what's been going on. You know what I mean? Like, and to hear your
Nah.
perspective on things. Like, it's a true honor.
I appreciate y'all for having me on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to have these type of conversations, especially amongst other black men. You know what I'm saying? It's really good to have this type of dialogue because it's important, and it's really important. You know, like to really, like I said, when I had PTSD about that, just to talk about it is like a stress reliever for me.
Right.
To really just talk about that experience and like actually share that type of information. And I don't want to portray and be like, oh yeah, all police are bad and all cops are bad and shit like that. Like no, like I said, my dad was a police officer, so I know there are good cops out there, and I've came across a lot of good people in law enforcement. But again, like I feel like we just need to really stress that there are people in positions of power who abuse that power. So
Absolutely. We see it every day.
yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate your time. Let the people know where they can find you at.
You can find me on IG at Lamar Moda at LEMAR _MODA_. Here.
Right. Yes, sir. Hey, yo, I don't know if you could talk about it yet, but I saw that you are doing Danville Fashion Week.
Yes, bro. So with this whole coronavirus, shit don't slow down. Like, so literally, okay. So when the year kicked off, right? So Ali, like I went to New York Fashion Week in February. You know what I'm saying? I walked in the show there. You know what I'm saying? I fucked it up. I did my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I literally had the whole year. My whole year was planned out for shows, photo shoots, you name it. The whole year, 2020 was planned out. Had marked my calendar up and everything. And then as soon as coronavirus hit, boom, they shut everything down. You can't travel. You can't even go down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like shut everything down. But with this show, I mean, I'm excited. It's been a minute since I've been on the runway, but I feel like ever since I touched the runway, like I'm addicted to it. So it's just like I just can't wait to get back out there. You know what I'm saying? And kind of, continue the journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got things coming up that we're gonna do too. Of course, still got both of those ideas, concepts in play. If you want to know that guy right on there that way to you, that's your style. So
Yo. Listen, let me recover and shit. But I got you. We'll definitely have to link up and stuff.
Listen, bro.
Especially now I know exactly what your vibe is giving. Like, all right, like,
bro. Listen, I'm telling you, bro. Just don't even just be creative, bro. Just go there. Like, don't even limit yourself, bro. Just go there.
All right,
I'm trying to like on some different shit. Like, so whatever you feeling, just boom.
All right, say less.
Boom.
On that note, we're gonna go to commercial break and we're gonna drop his video again, and I'll send his promo over to you after we get done, Lamar. All right, appreciate you, man.
Bye, Lamar.
When y'all out there, we're literally talking the whole time.
Oh shit.
Hey,
Hey.
yeah,
I'm like, child, my back hurt. God damn. Shit, game.
hey,
God
check
damn, what the fuck?
this out. John,
You on camera, bro?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
oh my God!
John, what did you give it?
Let me do a laundry. Look at. Fuck,
He
you over
better,
there folding
are
it.
you folding the finish sheets right
I'm
now?
trying
That
to
takes
learn how to
time
fold
and
finish.
preparation.
girl, I got shit to do.
Oh, he on mute. Fuss.
The mic.
He on mute fussing.
Can't hear you, sis.
I am folding up clothes, but I was listening to what you all had to say.
Okay.
Oh, I know you were.
Any thoughts or comments, concerns?
No, I mean what Lamar said is definitely some real
You.
stuff. I mean,
Yes.
Can't hear me.
Yes.
you can't hear me?
No, baby, not you.
Oh,
Well,
what I was
Rain,
saying was
can you hear? Hold on a second, John. Rain, can you hear me?
Go ahead, John.
John can hear me fine.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
y'all are bad.
But now I can't hear anything. John, are you talking right now?
No, not yet.
No, we
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you, John. Oh my gosh, Shamar just pulled a rain.
I don't know what's going on, but it is what it
I
is.
don't know.
Oh, damn.
There he goes. So no, what you all were talking about was definitely some real stuff, and how Lamar said. I mean, going into those types of environment, you do have to be very, very socially aware and also courageous in doing the things that you know that you're going to go, or knowing where you're going to. That's with any place. That's like if you go to the club, that's like if you go out on the street, you just have to be prepared. And these days in time, I think it's very, very important to be cognizant of your surroundings. Know that it's just not safe. It's just not. And I don't. And I've expressed this to you all very, very numerous of times. I just don't trust people like I thought I did. Like going out like I thought I did, and being in these environments and thinking like, oh, I'm going to be okay. I mean, it could be me. I mean, no one says how you speak or how you dress can change a whole thing. And it's funny that you all said that through his conversation, has, like these essential workers, meaning like the policemen and the and EMT workers are getting harassed. Well, I was just watching a movie on Netflix, and that's the same thing. Is this one guy? He was a police officer. He came out of uniform, and these cops addressed him, and he was like, "Look, he's doing everything that cops should do, and well, I won't say cops should do, as a black man should do. Look, I'm holding my hands, I'm taking my earphones so I can hear you, but they still racially profiled him. So it's just you just have to be safe. You have to be safe and know where you're getting into. To be honest with you, so." But I appreciate you all for coming on and talking about this, because actually, out of all the conversations I believe that you all have had, this has been the most eye-opening for myself, because it's real, and he's been in it. He has been. Who's all this noise?
Oh, they're in the bathroom. I'm in a room and it's like connected to the bathroom, so it's like I don't know, but they like in there like, hold on, give me.
I just muted him.
Hit the mute button. Okay.
Thank you.
So, but no, you all talking about this, it's just been eye-opening, and I think this is
Prolific, if you will.
Well, this has been the most prolific conversation that I feel that you all have had. Y'all have had some deep conversations, but it's all about opinions. This was more of somebody has been in the fight. They have been out there in the street, getting out there, and they're bringing the information and letting us know how it is and what their experience was. And Cherokee, you asked some great open-ended questions. I think Shamar gave some great points. Rain came in and had some great opportunity to talk to. But I did like your questions, Cherokee. I thought they were very, very. It kept him talking, and I appreciated him. I appreciate you for doing it. I'm so sorry.
Look at Shamar.
The only thing he asked was about the mask.
No, he did not.
Three questions.
No, he did not. He asked very like, will he go back out there? Why hasn't he
Thank
been
you.
back out there?
I am
he asked
so
some very
joking.
open-ended questions.
Calm down, John.
Don't be jealous of his.
You might want to calm out. Calm out.
Don't be jealous of his boogie.
And do not kick John out either.
Can't
He
tell
likes
me
to
nothing.
throw.
No, John, I totally agree with you. I think that's been the most authentic conversation that we all had. There were no opinions involved. It was just strictly an experience. And I was impressed by how Lamar came in and eloquently spoke to his experience, and also just as a whole collectively, as in wanting to move things forward and force change, so to speak.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it was very, very prolific.
Exactly. And I didn't even know that he had, I knew that he had a child. I didn't know he had a son. And
Yep.
that's very, very, very prolific and profound, that someone who realizes I'm a father, my son is looking up to me to make change. And
Right.
it's important that we look for individuals to make change. And I applaud him, because everybody's not strong enough to be on the fight out there in the forefront. Like he said, now he's protesting in other ways by having conversations with people. It doesn't matter that you're out on the street or inside of a building, you still are protesting. So it's important, and I appreciated him for that. So,
and he even brought his son to the shoot, the 846 shoot. So his son was able to experience, because it was Lamar and another model that did the shoot. So his son just being able to witness that, and that boy is a talker too. So I'm sure he had a lot of questions for his dad. That, because he want to know everything going on. And then at the end, I was like, "Can I take your picture?" No.
Oh, you know that little man get in on a photo op, like that would have been a vibe.
Right. He wasn't.
But he said no. The son said no.
Yeah, the son did not authorize. He did not.
He said no.
He said, "I did not."
He said no.
No, but that was very like. Thank you for bringing him. That was good.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much for having me. I mean, this was like impromptu, but I appreciate it. You know, I had to do a wardrobe change. I'm so sorry.
I see.
Are you?
I'm so sorry, but like, you know, like, I'm together. I'm here now. It's a vibe.
After the intermission.
Yeah. I had to give y'all a new vibe. You know, I was very pro-black.
Oh my god,
I love it.
But y'all keep doing y'all's thing. Y'all are doing a good thing out here, and all of you all are. I mean, to take the opportunity to get out here and talk about certain subjects that maybe are on some people's mind or they've been talking about with their friends. I appreciate it. I thank you all for the entertainment, because all of y'all are crazy as hell.
How about that?
Absolutely. You already know.
Who are you over there talking to, Shamar?
I'm looking for a witness to this lie you just told.
See, that's what I'm saying. He's crazy. There are none.
Exactly.
Now, will you be, John? Will you be at our last show Thursday for the last season?
Oh, is a show Thursday? Oh, I can come. I can come by. I can say hello again.
Listen, you know
this Thursday?
Yeah. Okay. It's in 2 days. You know, Rain just got his peach.
I know, and then I'm quickly getting taken away from me, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Congratulations, Rain. You got your whole face vibe and everything. I was like, okay, there go Rain. Right. He gave you nice cheekbone structures.
Did I?
Natural. I didn't have to enhance. That was all him.
Okay.
Shamar didn't do you like he did his face. He literally outlined his face.
Oh, John, I have something to show you.
What's that? You got a haircut.
Oh, guess what, John? Guess what? It comes in hologram too. You see that?
Oh,
So what is that? What do you stick that on? It's just a regular sticker?
Yes. And but we're not done.
Bruh, I'm so okay. I do like this. I'm fucking with the photographer sticker though. That joint is kind of crazy. Like,
if any of you all that's watching want one of these stickers, go ahead, go over there to Alan Lux Studios. Become a member. Join the site. Become a member. And then message me your address and I'll send it to you. Be right back.
What?
Wow.
Oh my God. I love surprises.
He's about to change his clothes.
He better not.
He know he is. He's gonna show him. He's gonna pull up in a t-shirt. It's gonna be lit.
Did you say some leggings? Did you say some leggings?
If it was gonna be a t-shirt,
We also have these lovely chains. So if anybody would like, look, who that?
Can you come out with some compression pants?
If anybody would like,
no.
hold on.
Because when I say that he need to do these things, he don't want to listen. But whatever, it is what it is.
So, yeah, again, if y'all want either all these little giveaways, just go ahead, go to AlanLuxStudios.com, join, and then message on the site what your address is. I'll send it to you. No worries, no cost. Now, how much is what?
How much is it to join?
Free 99, like nothing.
I'll take it.
You just put your little email in there. You put your little name. You'll get all the push notifications anytime that we have a sale, anytime that we have any specials going on. You'll get all the tea up front, firsthand. Now, to answer your question, John, we are coming out with some dope shit for our fall collection. And this ain't no She by Sheree. It's coming.
Summer, fall, winter.
Oh, it's dropping.
Okay.
Joggers.
Are you coming out with a compression pant?
What is that?
A compression pant.
That might be what Native brand.
Yeah, that's more native. Hey. Visit nativeneworbrand.com.
I am here for that.
Oh, he put it on. Damn.
I am here for that, Cherokee. I'm definitely here for that.
Yeah, waiting for you to be here and purchase something, boo.
Uh-oh.
There's a sale.
Is it?
Yeah.
You have extra small?
Excuse me?
You have extra small?
I do.
Okay, good. Because it has to fit right if I'm going to wear it.
Yeah, for you small body. What the hell's going on over there?
Trying to get my wig together.
I was like, what? He's trying to insert bangs here. Okay.
Can we all give Shamar applause for cutting his hair?
Yes.
You was just clapping, Cherokee.
Right.
I was.
Listening. But thank you, brother.
No, bro, I want them to know he can grow hair. Hair. Don't shake your head.
Now,
That's a vibe. Yes. Yes, move it a little bit.
Hey, look. I could be like Rain's sticker because Rain had that whole the Rain's little cartoon.
Okay. Listen, it was a vibe. But then I lost it, so I don't know what happened to it. But like, guys, like big dangly earrings. It's a vibe.
Door knocker.
Right, yeah.
Door knockers.
So
Your eyes are low.
They are low. They are.
Oh Lord.
What? I've been here for an hour and 20 minutes. If you didn't realize that my eyes was low, then like what?
What was your lighting?
Oh.
Shamar, we see the sticker. So what you're saying is go to your website, AlanLuxStudios.com, and you'll be sending us stickers. Do we get a keychain too?
you have to join the site, message me your address, and you will get all these things.
So can you tell your followers to be very, very specific? This is not to DM you, but this is to DM you to join the site and to get the merchandise or to get the sticker and the
communication is our ally and clarity is our friend. be clear, DM wasn't even in the instructions at all.
Well, you said mess.
Yeah, on the site. You can mess
Okay.
on the site.
Well, we just want to make sure that we're clear. Because I don't want people to start sending you wrong things.
On the site. On the site.
I don't want
Site,
people to
girl.
start
Studios.com.
Oh, the
We don't check them DMs. You got to book us on the site. Don't go to that
okay.
IG.
Here for the tea. Yes.
Outlook.
So if you get some off the wall stuff, can we read it here online?
Off the wall. Sure.
I'm here for the mess.
Like, subscribe, share.
Just call me John with the mess.
Okay. Oh, child. Somebody want to get a piece. Somebody want to get a piece.
Brother, he might have to get a piece too.
Yeah, you know I'm messy. I can be messy when I'm on a bit.
I've heard.
But in a good way.
Okay.
Not like in that painting behind Shamar. But okay, go ahead.
Oh my
I
God.
don't do portraits over here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. My secretary, brother. I tell you, so stupid.
So we want to thank you so much for subscribing to John with the Mess.
John,
That is John. That
brother.
was John with
Look at that guy.
See, here's the
Young, y'all know my fucking nerves.
boy.
Oh,
Yeah, you
God.
are with the mess, John. You are with the mess. First of all, let's be clear. That is a painting by Alan Lux Studios.
Right, and I said I don't paint.
I didn't mean
Okay.
Hey, you said painting.
Yeah.
That's a
And I
photo.
said
He just don't do it. He just don't do it.
He knows his
I'm
body.
just gonna leave that right
He knows his body.
there.
Yeah, you might want to
Exactly.
leave that alone. Because in the words of my cousin Kiki Palmer, the gag is the person he's talking about still watches this show.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for inviting me on. I do
You know,
appreciate
and I
it.
think
It's
that's
so
the wrap. It's a wrap.
Thank
Yeah,
you
I think
so
it's
much.
enough
It is
to
a
say.
wrap.
Yeah, this has been lovely.
Look, cut scene.
Oh, now you want to go.
So we want to thank each and every one of you all for following us this evening. We appreciate it. We have the photographer
The body.
known as Alan Studios, also known as Shamar, aka the boss. We also have Cherokee, the native,
The body.
Native Noir, and native staffing, and we have Rain.
We just have
This is me. Just right.
just right.
It's just me.
That's right. Tune in
And then-
next time.
John
Same
with the
time, same channel.
Yes. No shit.
brother. Cut this shit. Go ahead. Let's do our outro. Are we satisfied with that?
Deuces.
John
I'm
did it.
good with this. I ain't did the outro. We out.
Deuces. Look, we're out of here.
Okay.
Wait, Chick, you got at 9